you say you're looking forward to playing against Khalil this week?
I was waiting for who was going to ask. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. That's my brother. I love him to death. Everyone knows that. He's one of my best friends. We'll be friends when we're all old and hopefully him with kids. I'm trying to nudge him in that direction. But this week is different. We're competing against each other, so it's back to the pool basketball mentality for me.
Knowing he's been getting in the backfield so quickly, do you change anything with your internal clock or anything with somebody like him in a game like this?
I mean, I've played against a lot of great pass rushers, DeMarcus Ware, Von Miller, Khalil every day in practice for, it seemed like 5 years, there's, if you start thinking about who's on the field, and things like that, you're aware the game plan will help with that, but you have to just play quarterback, and that's how I've always been. No matter if it's a good corner that you can't throw certain routes on, well, hopefully we're not calling certain things where the routes have to go there, and coaches do obviously their homework and they're great at that. So for me, I just play football. But if I am going to get in a fight with anybody, it'll be him.
With the game against Kansas City, there was a couple of miscommunications where there was just some little mistakes that you guys wanted to rectify based on the communication element.
Yes.
How important do you think it is to really hone in on the non-verbal stuff before you play in a game where it's going to be really loud all the time and not just for when the defense is on the field?
Oh, yeah. So, that's why it's nice. That was a big, what would you say? That was a big factor for us going into last week, right? On the road in Indianapolis. That's a loud environment. Communication was a key point for us, nonverbal and verbal. And, to have that week before we came here, it helps a lot for sure.
Derek, Khalil loves talking about how he doesn't try to sack the quarterback, he tries to sack the football. How does that specifically affect your internal clock of trying to protect the ball while also still trying to go through your progressions and make your throws?
Sometimes those guys just make great plays, Von Miller, literally took the ball from my hands, one time. You can't, I'm not going to be dropping back looking at Khalil, I don't drop back and look at Von. Sometimes those guys just make great plays. That's why they're Hall of Fame players, You just have to drop back, be on time with your throws, and get the ball out, whether it's down the field, whether it's intermediate or short, whatever the play dictates, you just have to be on time with that certain play. Because if you're thinking about, oh, no, I got to hold the ball over here, he's over there, you're going to mess up your mechanics and all that kind of stuff.
Can you talk about Trevor Davis? Is he getting acclimated to the system? Are we going to see him more wide receiver this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's getting more, used to hearing the calls and, the adjustments on the routes. Obviously, Coach Gruden's offense is very complicated. So for him to come in and, and what was it, 2 weeks ago, and to ask him to play, every snap and have every hand signal and have all, that was asking a lot. He had a couple of plays that he probably wanted back, right? That's going to happen. I mean, we're doing our best. We're growing. But I will say this is out at practice, he had a lot of confidence. You could tell that the long touchdown run, the other run, just him getting to play, in our system, the way he came out to practice today, you could tell he's full of confidence in it, and I really liked it.
What are your thoughts on the Burfict suspension? Was it fair, and how will it affect the team this week?
Well, it'll affect us that he won't be out there. He's a captain. I think the hard thing for me to understand is we say, we're all about people, but sometimes we don't get to know people, right? I think he's one of the most misunderstood people in the NFL. I didn't know anything about him except what some friends that were, from LA, played high school football with him, told me, and when he showed up, he quickly turned into one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. He's one of the most genuine, awesome people I've ever been around. He's a great teammate. He works his tail off, and he's a great guy, to be honest with you. I know that he's had history in other places, but I think people change. I don't think he was trying to hurt that man. The man was going down. You see it all the time. There's flags flying everywhere. But if we think about football, the guy caught it here, and he's already going to hit him, and he's starting to go down. Obviously, you're going to hit him a little higher than you expected. We see other people choking people out, and they're going to play this Sunday. We see other people, hitting people in the helmets, and they're going to play this Sunday, and Vontez Burfict won't play the rest of the year. I think that's a little excessive, if you ask me. I don't think it's fair. If we really got to know the guy, if the people making the decisions really knew that, the guy that we know inside our building. So I'm just being as honest as I can be, because that's who I am. He's a great person. His heart is broken because he's not playing football. The guy just wants to play football. We don't get a lot of time to play this game in our lives, right? Some of us, don't get a lot of years to do this. I've broken many a bones. I'm sure he's had plenty of injuries. So to be suspended for something like that for a whole season and puts another year on your legs, does a whole nother, it's just, there's a lot that goes into that I guess we just throw out the window. So I know the history situation and all that kind of stuff, but this one, especially with what went on during the week, if we're going to be fair, we need to be fair with everybody.
Hi, Derek. Josh Jacobs made a really good start to his career, played really, really well last week. He arrived, or the draft pick arrived as part of the Khalil Mack trade.
Oh, yeah.
With the way he's played, and obviously you're big friends with Khalil. Who do you think has won that trade?
Who's won the trade? I think both teams are winning the trade. I think if you can get Khalil Mack on your team, you're winning. If you can get Josh Jacobs on your team, you're winning. I think that's the best way to do it.
Two more, guys.
Can you tell us about your experiences last night at the game, the atmosphere, the stadium?
Yeah, oh my goodness, that was amazing. I've never been in a stadium that the acoustics were that good. I know I'm nerding out a little bit, but I've never been to obviously a Premier League match either, like that, where the crowd is so into it at all moments, every play. They are singing back and forth, they're jumping in rhythm. It's one of my favorite things I've ever experienced. If the NFL could turn into something like that, it'd be a pretty special game.
Last one.
Stadium?
I'm sorry?
And the stadium?
The stadium looks unbelievable. It's first class. We were able to go up into the chairman's suite and meet the chairman, owner, and all of those people wearing nice suits when I did not have one. I felt very underdressed. But just the details on everything, it was ridiculous. And what I didn't know is that at halftime they all went inside and they all sit at a table and have tea. That was new to me also. But I was honored that they allowed us to be there. It was a really fun experience and I had a great time.
Kevin.
Derek, last year you guys came late in the week. This year you came for the whole week, and you have kind of a Napa setup here.
Yeah.
What differences and impact do you think that's going to have on Sunday?
I definitely feel better. That's for sure. My body feels better. I know our team feels better. Having that day off when you first get here, and then having another day off after that to rest and get right and eat, get your metabolism going back the right way and things like that. As a family man, I hate it, if I'm going to be honest, but as a quarterback, I love it. So I think coming the whole week is a good move.
Last one, Vic.
One more about Mack. What do you remember about your first time here with him back in 2014? What are your memories from that trip?
With Khalil on the team?
Yeah.
I remember we lost and I got hurt. That sucked. But the good stuff. I mean, we were nonstop joking all the time. Like I said, he's one of my best friends, right? That's. I'm sure he probably said that's my brother. We just sitting in the team meeting room. He's always sitting next to me, right across from me, right in the front row. We go eat. We're sitting together. We're on the practice field. I'm talking trash to him. He's coming by and slapping me when he gets a sack. We had fun because what we were trying to do is, him and I together in our class, we were trying to change a culture, and we did, we really started to change it. And we went back to the playoffs for the first time in however many years it was at that moment, right? And doing something like that when it hasn't been done in 15 plus years, when you guys are the two captains and you guys get to get drafted together and come do that together. It just creates this special bond that really nothing can take it away. Not even Bears versus Raiders when we're playing each other. We're still buddies, but we'll still both punch each other.